Now I'm going to make that a sandy shoreline, and I'm going to make a sand color using yellow and violet. This will create what looks a lot like yellow ochre. I don't care much for yellow ochre anymore. I've eliminated yellow ochre from my palette because I think this makes a more elegant yellow ochre. Now this shoreline being tilted at an angle will not appear in the reflection. We won't see any of this in the reflection because it's too extreme an angle. I need some dark in there to separate the shoreline from those distant bushes. So here comes my dark. All right, now we're ready to mix some more tree colors. As we come forward, we want to make these colors more intense and the contrast greater, each step of the way. I want to get these trees to feel a little bit more like new spring trees, new growth. So I want this to be a pretty vivid green. And that looks vividish. But now they're also in the distance. And as such, I have to add some of their complement to them. We're past the point now of adding the color of the sky to these tree leaves, but now we're going to add some of the complement. And I got a yellow-green here, red-violet. A little bit of red-violet, possibly too much. All right, this has toned it down a little bit, tone it down a little bit more. And we're about where I want to be here. We'll have, this is pretty close to my middle value. Now I want to have a lighter value than that. So here I'm going to take a little white. And once again, I need to add a little yellow to this because this is a green, and green likes to have yellow when it gets lighter. So there's my, looks like about the right value for the lighter value. And I want some shadow color. We've got this color over here that's looking pretty good like a shadow, so I'll take that and I want to neutralize that a little bit. And now we've got a nice wide range of contrast so that should look like it's a lot closer to us. Okay, now I'll put this on the painting, and I'll start with the light value. All right, here we go. Okay, we'll take it. Once again, I'm making little brush strokes here. This is the beginning of my texture. As I develop a texture, I want to do it from the very first stroke. And I'm bringing it in through these trees. So we're going to see these light-colored trees through these dark trees that we've got on here coming up. Now I'm going to move to my dark. And I move to the dark instead of the middle values because it's easier for people, and for me, to see the darks and the lights than it is to see the middle values. And I'm remembering the basic shape that these trees are the whole time. It may look like arbitrary brushstrokes to you, but there is a plan here. I am trying to duplicate a basic form within a textured object. Now I've got two layers of trees coming in here, both of which I want to indicate by strong darks at the bottom. And this will help to establish, every time I make a layer, I establish more distance. Okay, now to the middle value. Here's my middle value coming up. I'm going to put this middle value every place I don't have a light or a dark. And you can see the beginnings of the tree form now. It's sometimes hard to see in the earlier stages, but in this stage, you should be able to begin to see what we're doing. And now, notice how the contour of these has changed a little bit. We're starting to make the contour much more dramatic than we did when we were doing that distant mountain. That distant mountain used very simple contours. Now here we're doing quite complicated contours, lots of changing of directions. Now in between these two little clumps of trees, I've got some dirt. I want to paint that dirt in next. And for that dirt, I'm going to use a little bit of the same kind of color I used over here on this distant one, only this time I'm going to make it more vivid. I'm going to use a little bit stronger orange for that.